The whole idea of the death row last meal, it's just a scary thing. You know, the last meal you're ever going to eat. I just don't even know if I could eat. I don't know if I could. But I suppose if you've been on death row and you've been eating prison food for the last 5-10 years, I guess if you got to eat whatever you wanted, I suppose you'd want to eat it. But man, the idea of like when you finish that last bite, that's the last thing you're ever going to eat in your life. Oh my God.
These are the craziest last meals ever eaten by death row inmates. From a luxury feast to a dessert that almost stopped an execution. I'm eating them all to find out what these final choices say about the criminals who ordered them. Starting with a meal eaten by one of the most dangerous death row inmates of all time. Whoa, we got a dozen fried shrimp.
Ooh.
Tastes French good. Fries. Dip it in this ketchup.
Can't complain.
Yum. Who doesn't like French fries? And a pound of strawberries.
I mean,
These
this
are
ain't
sweet
bad.
and fresh. Inside this bucket is something that scared the prison guards. Fried chicken. Prisons avoid serving meat on the bone because it can be sharpened into a weapon. Sure is tasty. Imagine this being a weapon. But there's something else. It's from KFC. That's because before prison, the inmate, John Wayne Gacy, actually managed 3 KFC restaurants, which means the last meal he ever ate came from his old job.
You know what? That KFC's looking real good right now. Oh my God.
Weird. But not every inmate is this lucky. In Japan, prisoners don't know when they'll be executed, so their final meal is often decided by chance. This is what a typical Japanese prison meal looks like. Rice, miso soup, grilled fish, and pickled vegetables. Gotta have chopsticks. Let's try this fish. Try it with some rice and pickled vegetables. When you combine all 3 of them, it actually tastes pretty good together. Gotta take a sip of miso soup too. I've had miso soup before. This is pretty good. Now the execution in Japan is even stranger. It happens in a room with 3 buttons. 3 officers press them at the same time, but only one opens the trap door that hangs the prisoner. That way none of them know who caused the execution. That's crazy. There's 11 more
I guess that way the guilt of knowing who, you know, that you did it is shared amongst all 3. Like you don't have that heavy weight on you, I suppose.
Last meals I'm going to show you. And next is one that's different, because the death row inmate didn't just get 1 last meal, he got 3. The first was a Wendy's Baconator burger and a milkshake. Strawberry, that's good. All right, let's check out this Wendy's Baconator. I've never eaten one of these. This is a lot of meat. All right, let's try this out. It's salty, cheesy. That's a good last meal. After he
To be fair, I mean, that's a decent looking burger.
ate this meal, the prison was about to carry out the execution. But minutes before, the prison staff discovered the lethal injection drug was the wrong one. So they rescheduled his execution. On the next execution date, he ordered the same meal again. And that execution was also canceled, this time because of his lawyers. But the third meal is different. Was fish and chips. This looks amazing. Around this time, Glossop's lawyer said that the main witness who testified against him had lied.
Oh my God, fish and chips with some mushy peas, salt and vinegar and ketchup. Oh my God, give me that right now.
Oh wow, crispy on the outside, soft in the inside. This is good fish and chips. I feel like I'm in England. So anyway, the case got pushed to the highest court in the United States, and the judges agreed. Now Glossop is no longer on death row.
Oh wow.
This is the best food so far. And he got 3 meals out of it.
Yeah.
But at Ellis Prison, one inmate's last meal became a ritual instead of a redemption story. Because a death row inmate named James Edward Smith asked for a small bottle of dirt from Radhakunda, a sacred pond in India. Smith believed that if he ate it before his execution, it would help his spirit to be reborn. So here's dirt from the sacred pond in India.
And they actually got him that. What?
And this is dirt from my backyard in Los Angeles. They look pretty similar. I want to be respectful, so let's try the dirt from my backyard.
He ain't eating that. That ain't real dirt. There's no way.
Tastes like dirt. I don't recommend that. This might be the worst tasting choice for a last meal.
Tonight, we have a 3-course meal for you, sir. To start, lobster tail with drawn butter.
Ooh, whoa.
Look at him bowing out of the room.
This was the last meal of a death row inmate named Ronnie Lee Gardner. Thank you.
I mean, lobster tail by itself, I mean, you need some sides with it.
Man, that's good. And it's only the starter?
And now for the main. A New York strip steak, aged 30 days, cooked to your liking.
He should have had the lobster with the steak with some mac and cheese on the side.
Oh, steak and soda? That's a weird combo. It's a nice piece of steak. You can taste that it was aged. I like my steak medium rare.
Me too. Me too. Again, though, steak by itself, do you have steak by itself? You got to have it with some sides, haven't you?
Apparently, wine's not allowed in jail.
Dessert.
Apple pie and ice cream? Vanilla, my favorite.
And finally, sir, the entertainment. The movie marathon you requested.
Gardner asked to watch the entire Lord of the Rings trilogy. That's about 9 hours of movies.
Oh,
Watch
And they allow you to do that, so you can request activities as well, not just the food.
out, Frodo! Schmiegel's behind you! This is one of my favorite movies. Now we have 7 meals left to try, and that's not all. We'll try a meal from the future too, because some prisons will be implementing artificial intelligence that personalize an inmate's last meals so the prison can save money. But next is a last meal that barely passes as food. Oh, what is this?
What the hell?
Gross. It's called Skilly. Prisoners were served this almost every day in Victorian England, even on their execution day.
What is that?
Oh, it's like extremely watery oatmeal. Is there a fly floating in there?
made it as realistic as possible.
Oh, I don't think that's gonna
Hell no. Hell no.
help with the flavor. The goal of the meal is to make prison feel way worse than life outside. And the bread, it's like a rock.
That bread is like concrete. That's been like left out to sit on the kitchen counter for like 2-3 weeks.
So stale. Ugh, yeah, that's terrible. Worst thing so far. Ugh. While some prison meals were punishment, this next one was an act of kindness. Before his scheduled execution, a South African prisoner named Duma Kamalo was given this. A whole chicken with no bones, plus 7 rand, the official money of South Africa. The money was so he could buy more food before his execution. But Kumalo didn't spend it on himself. He used it to buy food for other inmates that were starving. Let's check out this chicken. The chicken looks normal.
Basic chicken, right? Like a basic rotisserie chicken that's been deboned. I mean, by itself, again, by itself.
And tastes like chicken. Kumalo thought that this was his final meal. But before the execution happened, South Africa got rid of the death penalty, which means his last meal just became another dinner. Now, sometimes it's not
Lucky
just about
guy.
the inmate. The people doing the execution want to eat too. Because in 18th century Germany, a prisoner named Susanna Marguerite Brand took part in a ritual feast where the people in charge of her execution actually shared a meal with her. The meal was meant to symbolize forgiveness, and the feast kept getting bigger and bigger. Sausages, beef, wine, it got so big that most times it couldn't be finished.
It's so funny, like this meal right here would be like worthy of like a king or something back in the day. Like, you know, like on Game of Thrones, whenever like the rich people would be eating, it'd be stuff like this.
But this here shouldn't go to waste. Come on, everyone. So what food tastes better?
Like the lamb. Beef.
The strangest part though, even with all this food, Susanna Brandt reportedly only drank a single cup of water. And no one knows why. Next, a meal that almost saved a man's life. We got steak and fried chicken again. They look different, but let's see if they taste
What is that? Kool-Aid, maybe?
better than the ones earlier. This steak is way thinner.
Oh, so dry though.
It's chewy, definitely not as good. But what about the fried chicken? The crust looks mushy. The KFC looked better. And the KFC tastes better. Ah, cherry Kool-Aid. My mom used to make a picture of this every week. This brings back memories. But the most interesting part of this meal is the pecan pie, because it was used as evidence in court. You see, years earlier, Rector had suffered a traumatic brain injury, and his lawyers found out he asked to save the pie for later, which they used to argue he didn't understand he was about to be executed. But the court said that wasn't enough to stop it, and the pie was never eaten. Who doesn't like pecan pie?
I really need to try pecan pie. Like, we don't have it here in England. I've not been able to find it, genuinely. If anyone can tell me somewhere I can get some in London, let me know.
It reminds me of the holidays. Inside my hand is one of the strangest last meals ever eaten. It's an olive with the pit inside. Victor Feger wanted it because he thought if the pit was buried with him, an olive tree would grow from his grave. But would that actually work? Well, if a pit reaches soil with water and oxygen, it could grow into a tree. But most olives people eat are cured in salt or lye, and that process usually kills the seed inside the pit, which means the olive tree Feger hoped would grow from his grave never had a chance.
Oh.
This is it?
What was that, potato chips?
Just a bag of Jolly Ranchers? You'd expect a last meal like this to belong to a kid, which in a way, it did. Mitchell was 17 when the crime happened. At
17?
the time, the state he lived in still allowed the death penalty for crimes committed by people under 18.
Wow.
Watermelon. A few years later, the US Supreme Court banned that, which means Mitchell was executed just a few years before the law changed.
Oh my
Well, where
God.
prisons are heading is a lot crazier, because recently the news exposed 3 ways prisons are using new technology. The first is with 6-foot-tall sentry robots that patrol jail quarters with 360-degree cameras and heat sensors. Then there's cell feeding. Proposals to use robots to deliver medicine and food right into inmate cells. And the last one is standardizing death row inmate meals.
Yeah, I don't know if the robot thing into the cells is a good idea. They'll just take those robots apart and like use the internal components to make weapons out of.
One prison has already done this to save money, switching inmates' main meals to processed meat patties, their hamburger and hot dog buns to plain white bread, and their milk cartons to powdered milk. I don't know about this one. All right, let's try the processed meat patty. Oh, that does not taste good. Ugh. It's got like no flavor. I don't even know. It doesn't even taste like real meat. All right, we got white bread. This can't be as bad.
Doesn't look good at all.
It's not good either. Again, no flavor. Really bland, and I don't even know what to think about this powdered milk. Ugh.
I mean, I guess don't go to prison is what most people would say. If you don't want to eat that, don't go to prison. It looks awful.
Nope. The future looks terrible. Oh my gosh. Now keep in mind, we're only a couple years into AI. So in 5 to 10 years, prisons could look completely different. Hopefully they don't have to eat this food. Now finally, we have the greatest last meal request in prison history. It includes a pizza and a birthday cake. The inmate who requested it was named David Woods. He said the reason was because he never had a birthday cake before. So the prison staff baked one for him.
Oh my God, he never had a birthday cake.
Okay, this is pretty good. I hope you learned something.
Jeez, man, wow. Like, are any of you like with me? Like, just the whole idea of like a last meal is just such a scary thought. But I guess that's why you or me, you know, will, knock on wood, likely never go to prison, right? Or at least hopefully. Because it's just, why would you just throw your life away like that? Like the 17-year-old, I want to know, Gerard Lee, I think his name was. Like, what did he do? 17, like, so before he's even a grown-up, he gets like, you know, the death sentence. It's just absolutely wild. If I had to pick which was my favorite out of these, it'd probably be the first one, to be honest. That KFC with the strawberries looked really, really good. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and check out the video I'm going to link right here. See you there.